This general curiosity with, it's kind of hard to describe, but Siri and AI systems and clever phones that can do these interesting functions that feel like the next user interface revolution. You know, if you look at the big inflections where different things happen to change, like the industry leaders tend to have this big shakeups, it's usually when you have some kind of new user interface paradigm that's introduced. Mouse, keyboard, touch, all of a sudden you see people's patterns change. So we got a lot of feedback around, well, maybe this whole virtual assistant, personal assistant is the next thing. Like this thing I could talk to that would do things on my behalf that represents a new interface feels kind of interesting. So when we did all that work and we surveyed the competitive landscape, we landed on this concept of Cortana, and we named it that in the beginning. Actually, a program manager on my team named it Cortana because a bunch of us played Halo, and Cortana is like the prototypical, if you were to choose a character that kind of embodied, do something for me, get me out of trouble, help me figure out what I need to do in the Halo series, Cortana is this AI assistant 500 years in the future that does everything for this character that she's attached to, Master Chief. The other thing we loved about that relationship was how personal that relationship becomes. It gets a little freaky in Halo 4 for those of you who haven't played the game. It's like, it's you can read about it. But in Halo 1, 2, and 3, she's really there to help him get out of all these different jams, knows him so well. You know, they develop this relationship that's very trusting and personal. So, wow, there's something interesting there. It's not just about an AI system that listens to me and does what I want it to do. It's about an AI system that knows me so well, it behaves like a human. And we thought, wow, that's a great mission for the team. You say Cortana to a bunch of Microsoft engineers, they know exactly what we mean. We mean, go create state-of-the-art, go create this thing that's going to live with me in my phone and really be there for me, be one step ahead, all those things. So we went through the whole process, designed a bunch of features, did a bunch of more focus groups and testing. Then we ended up landing on Cortana. We launched it as a beta primarily because of the data collection requirements. For these systems to get really good, you just have to collect a lot of data. There's no shortcutting it. We have to collect thousands of hours of recording from a variety of different people in different countries with different accents to train this speech language system. You got to see what people are searching for and have this whole intent classification system and look at when you're going to the web versus, boy, we should have understood what you wanted. And there's a bunch of machine learning algorithms that just need tons and tons of data. So that's the primary reason why we launch as the developer preview with this beta tag. And that beta tag will be something we carry through the first wave of consumer devices. Until it's good enough where we feel like consumers understand what it does and get the quality bar, we're not going to remove the beta tag. But so far, based on early projections and early feedback from the dev preview, talking to influencers and bloggers, we're feeling pretty good about the relative quality. If you look at this demo here, I mean, we're years behind Siri, but if you kind of look at the general speech recognition system and the way we built it, we feel pretty good about where we stand, even though they've got millions of people using Siri for many, many years. So we think we're catching up pretty quickly. So my position on the team, I should have told you guys, I'm the group program manager, which basically means at Microsoft, we do feature planning and development, we set the roadmap and strategy and vision, we do interaction design work in conjunction with the design team. So we're kind of responsible for the vision, direction, which features we support, why are we doing them. So overall, my team did that for this particular project. We're excited about it. I think we're really excited about getting it into the hands of consumers and really seeing what happens. Right now, I think in the dev preview, hundreds of thousands of users, a few patterns have emerged so far. One, we're shocked by the international reaction. Even though it's a US preview, half the users right now are outside of the US, wow. Which means people in China are going into this, they're changing their region to the US just to use Cortana. Probably the #1 source of feedback, Joe Belfiore and I both get on Twitter, is when's it coming to India, when's it coming to Spain, Italy, the UK, Canada, Australia, go Canada. My mom's from Canada. She's not happy with me because we keep putting out features and then we act like Canada's just so hard. She just conceptually, she's just like, I don't understand. Why is Canada so hard? We speak English. I'm like, I know, Mom. It's complicated. So, we get a lot of feedback on that, and I think the early reception and just this kind of groundswell of I want to use it even though it's not my native language actually caught us by surprise and is exciting and has really pushed us to think about how quickly we should be releasing these markets. If you're willing to try a US version in a new market and set your region, then we should be more aggressive about I don't know what we'll call it yet, call it alpha or something, but put it out there. It's not going to be any worse than the US version. It'll be a lot better if we say, in India, using a US model, doing the things that the metric system and other things you'd expect, it would be a better experience anyway. So I think you'll see a lot of movement on that front in the next 6 months. I mean, I think the number one priority for the team is get this in the hands of as many customers as possible. We're certainly trying to expand the feature set, but I think we're more interested in getting it out to consumers, seeing how they react to the current features, and then getting out to more consumers. The best way for us to do that is expand aggressively internationally.